Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Welcome to today's tarot. Today is Wednesday, the 27th. I think it's the 27th of February. We have a few more days to go until we have the planets aligning. It's quite rainy down here this morning and it's cool. What about you? Have you got beautiful Costa Rica weather, or have you got a bit of rainy weather? We really need rainy weather here today in Sydney, because we've had sort of like a little bit of a drought, and those of you who are in Australia probably know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who are hopping on from all over the world, your weather might be a little bit different. I know it's very cold. Now hang on, where was it cold? It was cold in somewhere in a warm country. I remembered reading that yesterday on Facebook. Anyway, how are you all this morning? Are you good? I'm trying to look up at the camera to make sure, because I'm always looking down at your feed, and then I realise sometimes when I look back at my own video and I think, oh my God, I'm looking like my eyes are all over the shop. So I'm going to be focusing on looking into the camera lens so that it looks like as if I'm looking at you and not at the feed. But sometimes my eyes divert because I want to make sure I'm saying hello. Welcome everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Have you seen what I've written in the comments box? You know, I'm about to start on the 1st of March. I'm going to start a 7-day fear challenge. What does that mean, Wanda? Okay, so what it is that for a few minutes every day from the 1st to the 7th of March, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about fear. And I'm going to present you with a little strategy about how you can combat your fears. Now, those fears that we're talking about are the ones that are holding you back, right? I'm not talking about those deep, dark fears, you know. I'm not a psychologist, so I can't help there, but I will most definitely be able to give you some strategies. And the reason why I'm presenting it now is because I'm thinking that maybe some of you who are hopping on, part of the tarot, you know, today's tarot, might be interested in that. And if you are, comment in the comments box, because what I'll do is every time I go live, I will tag you in that little live, and that way you get to see it, so you won't miss it in your feed. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do that for you. And also there's a lot of people out there, you know, a lot of my clients, even a lot of my tarot clients, have a certain fear, like they want to start a relationship but they're afraid of being hurt, or they want to try another job, or there's a feeling of insecurity. When you're feeling insecure, that is a fear. And what is that fear all about? My husband suffers with a lot of that. You know, it's crippling. And I feel very sorry for that, because very sad that he has carried that with him for such a long time. And unfortunately, you know, it gets to a point where you have to learn to help yourself by looking to see what other people are talking about, so that maybe something that someone says helps you. Now, Marissa Peers is a wonderful hypnotherapist, and she's English. She has, you find a lot about her on YouTube, and she talks a lot about fear. And I know that my father had post-traumatic stress, and a lot of people who have like really, really deep fear, they say to themselves, I'm reliving this fear. And in actual fact, you can only live that fear once. It only happens to you once. And I'm not talking about abuse here, I'm talking about fear, okay? And what makes a person think that they're reliving it? They don't. It's the memory of it. So a lot of our fears are memories. Now, all right? They're memories. And there is a really wide gap from a little bit of fear to a lot of fear. And when I'm talking about a lot of fear, we're talking about trauma, you know, abuse, like something super significant that puts you into a space of post-traumatic stress. I'll give you an example. I had a little car accident. Oh my God, I've never been in an accident in my whole life. And I was waiting to cross over to another lane, and I looked at the left, looked at the right, looked at the left again, and I thought, oh, the going is clear. And I came out very slowly. Anyway, this guy came charging up and crashed into me. I did not expect it. I did not see him. And to this very day, I keep thinking, but I did all the right things, you know. And that gave me a shock, because every time I saw something flashing from my right-hand side, I got a shock, you know, all the time. So that is like a little bit like post-traumatic stress. It was the memory of that shock. Does that make sense? So a fear happens to you in that fear spot. And I'm talking about little fears that hold you back from being the best person you can be. That's what I'm talking about, not talking about deep psychological fear. But any kind of fear that you have is a memory. It's only a memory, and because it triggered you, it sits in your body. So every time you're confronted with something small, medium, or large, like baby bear, mother bear, father bear type stuff, that triggers you, and that triggers you to go back into that behavior of fear. Does that make sense? So that's sort of like a little bit of an explanation of a psychological approach to fear. And that's what I'm talking about. And if you can grapple your mind around that, then that will help you, because you go, it's only a memory. It's not like it's happening over and over and over again. Okay? So that is something that and what you do from there is you go, okay, it's a memory. I am safe. That is not happening to me anymore. How can I shift this? And in that little space of doing that and thinking that, and say, I am safe. I am safe. I am here. I'm in my house. It's not happening to me anymore. That was a memory. And if you do that little by little, you then can overcome that. But you have to be present to that fear and know when the trigger is happening. Does that make sense? I had one of the little girls in the art class yesterday, and I've had this dog that lives around the corner. Her name's Panda, and she comes in every now and then and visits. And she's a border collie, and so she thinks her job is to go up to the top of the drive, collect the art student, bring them back. Well, this little girl freaked out, and I said, look, don't worry, I'll put you in a little isolation chamber so that the dog won't hurt you. And anyway, by the end of the lesson, that dog is such a beautiful healing dog that fear that she had about dogs when she was a little baby was actually all gone, because by the end of the lesson, which was an hour and a half lesson, she was actually giving that dog a hug. So it just goes to show that sometimes memories can be shifted. You've just got to be aware of them. Okay, so anyway, if you, like I said, if you want to join me on this Fear Expo, by all means, let me know. Yes, Wanda, count me in, and I'll write your name down. And then every time I do a live, you will get a notification. Wanda was live on the Fear Challenge. Okay, and you might want to even tell me what you're afraid about, so I'll have something to talk about too. I felt guided to do this to help my husband. Maybe that he can start talking about it, because I think talking about it is a huge step, and my cards are going everywhere, is a huge step in solving that for you, so that you can be the best person for you and live your life in full abundance and happiness. Oh my God, the cards are going everywhere today. Holy moly, Wanda, get your act together. Can anyone feel the vibes of Uranus coming into our circulation of our atmosphere? You know, it's going to be so amazing, because Uranus is the planet of progression, you know, and technology. And Taurus is traditional, like super traditional. We're going to have a little bit of very interesting stuff coming on. Okay, guys, here we are. I think I've done enough talking. Don't forget to comment. Are you interested in doing the, oh my gosh, I love this. Look at this. Okay, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, the cups is the emotions, okay? And the Queen is the mother. So whenever the Queen of Cups comes up, she's usually connected to the goddess in the tarot. And this could be a mother figure. It could be somebody who is not your mother, but someone who you regard as a mother. And this kind of mother could be someone your own age, and it also is about the feminine. Okay, so when this card comes up, what does that mean? It means get into your soft side. Explore your soft side of life. Explore you might be called in the next few days to help somebody and be their mother. You know, not their mother like I'm telling you what to do, but be that nurturing soul for somebody who probably needs you in the next few days. And so that's what that's all about. What else is it about? It's also about mothering yourself, looking after yourself, allowing that feminine energy to come into you, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Okay, and if there are any guys on today, I haven't noticed any in the feed this morning, but for any guys watching the replay, this card is all about you stepping into your feminine side. Now, does that mean that you are a bit funny? No, that does not mean that at all, because in both males and females, in men and women, we have the feminine and the masculine. Right, that is who we are. The feminine is related to the emotions. The masculine is all about taking action and being strong and being the warrior in the world. And so all of us, males and females, have them both, right? With Uranus and with Taurus, progression and tradition, those opposites coming together. This is what it's all about. We are moving away from the world of separateness, of right and wrong, and good and bad, and ugly and beautiful, and fat and skinny. And we are bringing that together because neither one can work with the other. All right. And so when we get this card coming up, it sort of says, be a bit softer on yourself. Your critical voice in your head that says to you, oh my God, you are so crappy, far out, you know, what are you doing? You are so dumb. You say that to yourself. That's your inner critic. That is definitely not the mother. Does that make sense? Okay, so be soft and gentle with yourself. Take yourself, have a little sleep for yourself, that kind of thing. Now, who am I going to read for this small? Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got, hang on, I'm just going to grab the cards. Hang on a second. Okay, so here we are. I've got them in a little box. All right, here we are. So Vilma, I love that. So Vilma sounds like Wilma. It sounds like a Dutch name, Vilma, or Polish. Vilma, I hope you're on, because Vilma, this card, baby, is for you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for jumping on this morning. I love reading all the stuff that you say. You say, hi, Wanda, how you going? And I sometimes can answer back. Yesterday I was pretty busy, so I didn't get a chance. Vilma, the angel of clarity. There is an answer coming to you that's going to give you a clear space on what decision you need to make. The angel of clarity is saying to you, whatever comes to your truth, whatever is clear to you, whether it's time to move on from a relationship, whether it's time to let somebody go in your life, whether it's to take on a job, whether it's to eat fruit or not fruit, to change your diet, whatever it is, you will get the answer and you will be clear about what action you need to take. And it's got down the bottom here, you know, ask and it is given. And sometimes we can push for the answer, and sometimes we feel we put out an expectation that we need to know the answer, and sometimes we don't even need to do that at all. And if you just trust your own inner guidance, if you just trust that and know that it is already given, that answer will just come to you. You'll just sort of know. And how do you know that you know? It's just such a strong feeling, and it's sort of, for everybody, it's a different kind of a feeling, but everybody knows it when it happens to them, that is what they need to do, and they need to step into their big shoes. And so, Vilma, this is for you. So you have got the vision, you have got the willpower, you have the intelligence to be able to solve this thing that you need to do, whatever that is. And Vilma, if you're still listening, let me know if this is resonating with you, because that really helps. And ask your guides, ask the universe, the multiverse, the amazing verse to help you with that decision, whatever you need to do. And not only is this for you, Vilma, but it's for everybody to make that decision based on your deep knowing. And sometimes it can be really hard when you need to let things go, an issue or a concern, a relationship, friends, whatever that is. Sometimes as we grow and expand, sometimes we need to let things go. And it's not because you don't love that person, or it's because you don't like that person anymore. It's just that you are working on a different path. You are a different vibration, and you think in a different way. And sometimes it might take that person some time to catch up. Sometimes we can't wait. Okay, so the feminine energy, clarity for today. And another thing is I want to say to you is, as a warning, if any contracts come up between now and the 10th of March, be very wary not to sign on the dotted line, because Mercury is going into retrograde. What does that mean? That anything that you sign in that time frame could be a little bit of a problem, because you may find that you have to revisit that again. So wait till after the 6th if you can possibly do that. You might find that if you sign a contract right now, it probably needs to go back into the too hard basket, and it needs to get fixed up. You probably find delays around it. If you need a new computer, a new phone, anything electrical or in communication, like a TV and things like that, try not to buy it on a Mercury retrograde, because it's usually going to be dodgy, or you're going to have to bring it back. Last year, I bought a computer at the end of a retrograde. I should have waited a few more days, but I was impatient, and the computer was dodgeballs. And as a result, a few months later, we had to have it returned. So I'll never do that again. It wasn't a big deal, but it's an inconvenience when you need to have a computer. So just keep an eye out for those, and anything electrical too, like washing machines, electric kettles and fridges, and that tend to sort of go bloop in that time frame too. We've got some really interesting energy coming up, so I would be making sure that you take it easy, get into your feminine side, go have a bubble bath with champagne, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I hope that's been helpful. And anyway, don't forget, if you want to join me on the Fear Challenge, I haven't even got a name for it yet. I don't even know what I'll call it, but I will tag you and you will be able to get those results. Guys, have a really great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Thursday. Have a beautiful day. Bye.